Today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the TDSFX BILE Boost. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode, it's the BILE Boost. This is another brainchild from Sean and Park at TDSFX. So today, it's the BILE Boost. Now inside, I'll show you on the back here. Inside, we have that little blue trim pod. That is actually a high-pass filter. So you can dial it in to kind of really fit your needs and how you need it. Now, what I will say is that this is not an ordinary boost pedal or overdrive pedal. This kind of works kind of in the opposite, so to speak. We've got a mid, a high, and a low, as well as a gain and a volume. Now, the volume is basically a clean boost. So as you turn that volume up, you're basically boosting all of the signal. The gain does not work unless you use the burn switch on the right-hand side. Does not work it works independently. What I will say is that if it is on and you hit the left switch to toggle the pedal on and off the bypass, it does not work. So the gain knob goes to the burn switch, does not work when the pedal is not engaged. Because I'm sure somebody's going to ask that. Now the mids, or the lows, I should say, yeah, I have found that I actually need to start with it turned all the way down and bring it up to my taste because of how this pedal was designed to work. So essentially boost pedals and things of that nature, you know, you tighten up an amp. This is kind of the opposite. So this is going to be used more for an amp that's already pretty tight, and you want to add some of the lows back to your signal, kind of in that general kind of ballpark. So let's get it hooked up and dive into it. right, let's go ahead and talk about it really quick. So basically we've got a couple of things going on. So inside, by default, the low pass or high pass filter, whichever it is, I forget, it's straight up the middle at noon, okay? If you dial it counterclockwise, then you're going to add some aggression to it. If you go back the other way, if you go clockwise, it seems to have a cut to where it's reducing all that low end push or low mids or whatever you want to call it. It's definitely audible. There's a different feel to the pedal when you do that. So I would highly recommend playing with that. With the low with all the EQ set at noon. Okay. So at noon with the volume pretty much at noon, it's going to be unity with the amp. I didn't notice any kind of real, boosting or cutting of anything. I mean, it was right up the middle. It sounded really good. So I guess that would be kind of the starting point. Now the gain knob really interacts pretty good. It's kind of a burn channel. It gives it some more attack and some more kind of like lost dynamics, I would say. But what I found in using this pedal is that for me, the way I play, and this guitar is currently tuned in drop C. So it's a full step down, and I'm running 11s on it. And so with the volume at like, 1, 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock, with the gain set to about 11, 12, 1 o'clock, seems to be the sweet spot for me. This pedal's probably going to shine more for people who are in, like baritones or the extended range, really drop low tunings. It's really not going to be a whole lot for like your half step down or E standard guys. At least for not how I play, I should say. Now the amps that are super tight that are out there, this is really going to benefit. The lows come in a very nice fashion. They're not overwhelming. They're not loose. It's not like a Mesa or anything like that. It adds a really nice push to the front of the preamp. And it's a really cool pedal to play with. It's not something you would really want to use consistently, maybe. But it definitely is one of those like specialized pedals that really does one thing very nicely. So that's kind of my take on it. Hopefully that makes sense for some of you guys out there. But check it out, man. It is called the BileBoost. This one was done in collaboration, I think, with TDSFX, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so Sean and Park, they do a couple of different ones. I know the Doombox is out there as well. And I'll probably end up grabbing one of those, unless the demo unit is available, and we'll check them out. But TDSFX, I'll put a link to their store in the description. And yeah, man, check them out. Small business, great dudes, highly support them. So thanks again. Tell me in the comments below what you guys think. We'll see you in the next one.